Thanks to the folks who led the way. Thanks to the folks, let us thank them every day.
Howdy, this is the Fresh Toones Show, and my name is Dave Paltz. And this Friday is one of my Inspirational Lives week. And I'd say about 16 out of the last 20 folks that I have focused on as an inspirational person in my life are no longer with us and have passed on. But this week I'm going to focus on somebody that's still with us. He's 95, so we don't know how much longer he will be with us. But he's certainly an inspiration to me and how he's lived out the last half of his life. He had a tough presidency. There was oil embargoes and high inflation and high unemployment. So people weren't too happy with what was going on, and some people blamed him for a lot of the things that went on in the late 70s. But I'm going to focus on the things I appreciated about his character, how much he worked for peace in the world, and he spoke out for human rights. And sometimes he might have been able to do things better than he did. But we're at a point there where we got to appreciate the good things that people do, speak up when they go off track, and try to encourage some other behavior that we can relate to. But at this point in history, it seems like a lot of folks don't care about the character of the people they choose as their leaders. But I don't want to go into that too much today. I want to play some of my songs and dedicate them to the efforts that Jimmy Carter is making with the Habitat for Humanity. Here's this guy, 95 years old. He's been in the hospital a number of times with different ailments. It's seemed like they might bring his life to an end, but up to now he's been able to heal up, and he gets right out back there the next day building houses for other folks. This first song is called The World We Want to Live In.
World we want to live in is changing every day. It's up to us and how we choose to live that'll decide which way she goes. Closely every day to hear what we've got to say. If we just think it out, we can turn this world about. 'Cause this world is changing every day, and it's up to us to play our part. We may not paint a masterpiece. Every kind word paints a picture too. So whether it be work or play, let us live our lives today as the folks we want to be, to change the world that we see. The world we want to live in is changing every day. It's up to us and how we choose to live that'll decide which way she goes. 'Cause she listens closely every day to hear what we've got to say. If we just think it out, we can turn this world about. 'Cause the world we want to live in is changing every day. It's up to us and how we choose to live that'll decide which way she goes.
Well, Jimmy Carter is certainly working towards the world that he wants to live in, and it's very similar to the one that I can visualize of wanting to live in. For many years, I used that song to work with kids in the schools to create their own animations to that song, and I'd get them singing with me. I worked for a number of years with young audiences at Rochester, and I had the opportunity to use some of my songs in video productions that the kids made. Jimmy Carter very much embraced the energy conservation movement. It was way before his time as far as getting ahead of this crisis that we face now with climate change. Unfortunately, the solar panels that he put up on top of the White House were immediately taken down by Ronald Reagan, and that whole conservation movement was put into reverse. But it's come around again. Maybe it's 40 years later. Maybe this time the kids will direct us in the right direction as far as this crisis that we confront. This song was written by Pete Seeger and the Rivertown Kids. It's called We Sing Out. Well, you're only kids, they say, and you'll run the world someday. In the meantime, just relax, don't say a word. We can't vote, but don't you see, we can sing out musically. We sing out so our voices can be heard. We sing out so our voices can be heard, can be heard. We sing out so our voices can be heard. Cars and factories everywhere place fossil fuels in the air, and it's making our earth warmer every day. With water, wind, and sun, clean energy for everyone, and we don't have a moment to delay. We sing out so our voices can be heard, can be heard. We sing loud so our voices can be heard. And every time it rains, oh, waste goes down some drain, but it doesn't really go away. We put trash and gasoline into rivers, lakes, and streams, and it shouldn't always have to be that way. We sing out so our voices can be heard, can be heard. We sing loud so our voices can be heard. We can help the sick and poor, the world's people need much more. We sing out for justice and equality. We'll give voices to the meek, help all others hear them speak, and the earth will be the best that it can be. We sing out so our voices can be heard, can be heard. We sing loud so our voices can be heard. All together now. We sing out so our voices can be heard, can be heard. We sing loud so our voices can be heard. That was called We Sing Out by Pete Seeger and the Rivertown Kids. I'm sure there's days for Jimmy Carter that are really hard, partially due to being 95 years old, but that he really wants to get out there and do his part to help folks build these homes that are going to be occupied by some folks that maybe wouldn't be able to have a home without Habitat for Humanity. This song is called Help Us Every Day.
Help us to carry on. Help us when we do things that don't belong. Help us when we might turn away. Help us every day. Help us to help the ones in need. Help us to believe that what I have is not need. Oh, help us to see. Help the ones fade away. Help the ones that say that's all fine and good. I sure wish I could help. 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 Help us to carry on. Help us when we create things that don't belong. Help us when we might turn away. Help us every day. Help. Help. Help.
This is the Fresh Toones Show, and today's show is dedicated to the inspirational life of Jimmy Carter. As many folks know, he's been working for years, ever since he left the White House, with a group called Habitat for Humanity, trying to help folks get into their own home. And this song of mine tries to encourage us to be aware of the folks that are homeless and trying to find some way that they can someday have their own home, or at least a decent place to live in. And this song is called They Have No Home.
They have no home. They're not alone. They're in this country's blood. Let's stop the bleeding before it's done. We have no hope. The dream is but a joke. We have no love. We may be dressed up with no place to go. We'll have no home if we forget what we've been working at all alone. We've been stuffing our pockets, got so rich we almost lost it. We have no hope. The dream is but a joke. We have no love. We may be dressed up with no place to go. They have no home. They have no home. This country is their home. Let's open our arms before it's gone. We have no hope. The dream is but a joke. We have no love. We may be dressed up with no place to go. Have no home. They're not at home. They're in this country's blood. Let's stop the bleeding before it's done. We have no hope. The dream is but a joke. We have no love. We may be dressed up with our own funerals to go.
And that song was called They Have No Home. This next song, I can almost hear the hammer hitting there as they build those houses for the Habitat for Humanity, and it's called Will Your Work Have Been Done?
Will your work have been done? Will your songs have been sung? Will you know your love when your time has come? Lift up your voice and say, lift up your eyes and pray. Give me the strength to do till my day is done. Oh, we'll always sing with you. Sometimes we'll even sing the blues. If you can just stay true, it will all come home to you. And we're singing every day, 'cause that's just the way we like to play. As we're walking to a better place, it's up to us to make. Will your gentle smile shine through on those days when darkness brews? Will you lift your hand to reach out, to shine your light and give what's you? I guess it's time that tells. They say that it's sex that sells. Do not live your life as a lie. Just give your love and die satisfied.
Well, there may be some people that think, well, what's this old man out there hammering a few nails in a board to build somebody's house? What's that really doing? That's not that much. He should be doing other things with the prestige of his name. Well, sometimes you just got to do what you can do. And in a way, he's a good example. Sometimes we aren't always given the best examples of the folks that we can be by our leaders now or past leaders. But I think Jimmy Carter is being a good role model for folks, and we certainly can appreciate that. This song is called Just Do What You Can Do. Just do what you can. Just let your love be your friend. When you know just who you are, your life will be your love. Your life will become the vision that you saw long ago. You strive to see the sunlight that finally brought you home. You were always searching for love. You were always digging for love. You were always thinking of love. become all we can. Reach out and lend our hand. It's the same hand that gave you love, now gives you peace of mind. Your life became the vision that you saw long ago. You strive to see the sunlight that finally brought you home. You were always searching for love. You were always digging for love. You were always thinking of love. And now love sings to you. Sings to you. Sings to you. You might wonder why I'm choosing to play this song for you, but Jimmy Carter's a Sunday school teacher, and I'm sure he's very sincere with his students, and that he reinforces that the things they're learning in Sunday school can't just be left there. They have to follow us out into the real world, and we've got to become better at incorporating those Sunday school teachings into our lives. This song is called Sunday School. Mama, is it true? The end justifies the means. The good of the tribe excuses the evils that they do. Mama, is it true? Tell me without flinching. Was the love once taught to me just meant for Sunday school? A Sunday school, a Sunday school. Love was just for Sunday school. Daddy, is it true? Folks once fought for equal justice. Didn't march through town chanting words of hate. Daddy, was it true? Please tell me the answer. Can we try to live with love, or was that just for Sunday school? A Sunday school, Sunday school. Love was just for Sunday school. Sister, is it true that you suffered for so long under the yoke of misogyny? Sister, is it true that we've got so much yet to do to live the words we heard in Sunday school? Sunday school, Sunday school. Love was just for Sunday school. Brother, have you heard all of the questions? Can we find a way to find some better ways? Can we work together and live with compassion? Or was all this talk of love just meant for Sunday school? A Sunday school, Sunday school. Love was just for Sunday school. Sunday school, Sunday school. Love was just for Sunday school. And that's it for the Fresh Toones Show this week. This Inspirational Live episode was dedicated to Jimmy Carter and the things that he's still out there doing at 95 years old. We can only hope that we can contribute as much when we're 95 if we make it. I hope you all have a great week, that you're productive and you sing your songs and do all the creative things that you like to do this week. Have a good week. We'll see you now. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks to the folks who led the way. Thanks to the folks, let us thank them every day.